Hello YouTube, iFixItAll here, Team iFixItAll. I think it's like February 18th or something. I got the leaves pulled back on bay number 6 on the raised garden bed. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stalls in this shortest bay. Got the leaves pulled back. Get onions planted. Loosening up the top. Busting up dirt clods. Had some good moisture. We're prepping in the top to receive our onion seeds that we got from last year. So you get the idea of what's going on here. Hang tight and we'll get to a new phase here in a couple of seconds. So what I've done is I've raked the dirt high on the back end, and the intention is from this point to the outer edge will be onions. The onions I'm using are seed that I collected from last year. Getting these out and in the dirt in the time window that I think is about right for a cold weather plant. Here's the envelope with our seed. There's quite a bit in there. Onion seeds are not, well, if you let your onion plant bolt, if it gets a bulb on the top, just let it go. Leave the onion in the garden. It'll probably, this is a seed from probably 3 onion bulbs. I don't know how many thousands of seeds they produce, but these guys are real tiny. Hope you guys can see that. Put some light on it maybe. Turn this a little bit. There you go. I'm going to sprinkle these out. Thin as possible in this area. And then I'm going to take the dirt from back there and I'm going to sprinkle it on top. And then I'm going to throw the leaves back on top. Let's see what we can do here. And I'll do the next bay the same way. Hang tight. Okay, the seed is sprinkled out. And looks like I got enough left over to share with someone else. These are 2022 onion. What I've done is made myself a pouch out of an envelope. long envelopes. You cut them up in 3 parts. The middle part you got to Scotch tape up both sides, but you get the idea. Seal that up. Now I'm going to take some dirt. I'm just going to sprinkle the dirt on top of the seed. The reason why I left this area vacant of onions is because I might want to plant climbers up this side, so I'm making sure I conserve my space wisely. Good rule of thumb for planting from seed: how deep do you put the seed? And I didn't know this till later on in life, but the size of the seed, so whatever the largest dimension is on your seed, that's generally how deep you can put it in the ground. And actually that's about the depth you should get it in the ground until it starts to mature, and then you can hoe it up and bring some dirt around its stem. But if it's a tiny seed, let's say it's a millimeter in diameter, then don't put it too deep in the ground. If it's a pumpkin seed, 3/8 of an inch or 5/16, whatever, however, 1/4 inch long, then don't go no deeper than 1/4 inch. Hang tight while I cover these. Okay, I've got my seed covered. I left that dirt a little rounded up back there. Figured why not tidy it up a little bit. I'll put my leaves back on. Matter of fact, I might steal some from the ground down here. Hang on. It seems kind of windy right now, so I'm going to get some water and I'm going to dampen the top of those leaves. Just dampen them to keep them weighted down. Hang tight. Sorry about that. That's probably the last little bit of attention these will get unless I water them the next time. I'll thin them out or whatever. But anyway, let's go sidebar and take a look at our peach trees. Peach trees. Got some peach tree seed in my greenhouse here, which is just a plastic sack that had something in it one day. It's currently 49 outside, and the thermometer says it's about 68 inside there. I think it's time to bring these guys in. I've got peach seed in a paper towel that's dampened down, that's sitting on paper plates, that's sitting on a plastic plate. I'm letting those seeds swell up, absorb moisture. And this is day 2 for these guys. I'll be throwing these in as a sidebar once in a while to see what we end up with. There might be 30 or 40 seed in there, but if any of them sprout up, I'll put a couple of trees in my yard, and then I'll go out to the woods and in the wild and I will set some trees out in the wild where it's getting decent sun and pass them on to the future generations. Yeah, it's pretty good temperatures we were getting in that sack there. Thermometer was saying 64, 66, and that was pretty decent for what our I don't know what our temperature is right now. Let's find out. 50. And this down here says 55. Now earlier today in that plastic sack, it was saying 110. And I didn't have it zipped up either. And I'm pretty sure that wasn't inaccurate. So I got to be careful. I'll get those in a minute. Back to the onions. Remember, plant your onions shallow. Get them in early. They're a cold tolerant plant. There's a lot of science to onions, but every stem represents a ring in the onion. So if you have a stem that's folded over, cut it off right below the bend, or else you'll stunt the growth of that ring on the onion. That's important. If you have a green that falls over, cut it just below where it bent over. This will allow that ring to continue growing. Another thing about onions, if you get them out and it's a little too hot, or there's a climate trauma that happens that you can't prevent, this is why we say they're cold weather plants. So get them out when it's chilly, and they'll be able to do their onion thing in the colder temperatures like they like doing. If they get struck by too much heat at once, or it's just too warm a weather, the onion could do something called bolting, which means they just grow a little tiny onion, but at the end of the green you'll get a flower real early too, a bulb. So you do you, but get your onions out early. This is bay number 6. Stall 1 and 2 are now occupied with onion, except for the portion that can allow something to climb. So, all right, guys, have a good rest of your day. My onions are in, and it's, I think, February 18th, 2023. See ya.